Our Father, who art thou in heaven, we ask thee to look with favor upon these who all are gathered here today. Bless these parents and their educators, humble efforts in their teachings for these school children. Help them strengthen to carry their own great work. Guide these children today through their presentations and their way of life. Give them the place and understanding, help them to find the means of their grace, and enable their lives, and help enable our lives through the words of these children. Also allow each of us here today to strive unselfishly to live for home, country, and God. Amen. Now please, I'd like us to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Those of you who don't know, you probably read it on the programs, that this program started back in 1967. Through the years, we've had a lot of various comments. Some of you may recognize these, but just want to read a few of them. This program allows teachers to address several reading and writing standards with one competitive program. Speaking from the perspective of a past participant in this program, I know how valuable the experience was in shaping the person I am today. The program fosters self-confidence, poise, and character in all life situations. I am blessed and renewed each year to see our students gaining the same confidence and character traits. This was given to us in 2008 by Troy Smith, the principal of Goshen Middle School, who competes in this program. The Laughlin Elementary School and Middle School language art teachers have included this program in their curriculum and use it as a teaching tool to improve the students' oratory skills. The Reading Eagles do an excellent job of making this program a positive educational growth experience for the students involved. And that was by Phil Cox in 2001 by the superintendent of Laughlin Schools. But when it all started back in '67, we had it given to us. You have chosen a subject which will encourage patriotism in this nation and help acquaint the young people of God, our flag, and our country. And that was written by President Lyndon B. Johnson in 1967 about the program. But in the words of Sir Winston Churchill, courage is what it takes to speak up, and courage is what it takes to sit down and listen. So I'm going to quit talking right now and just introduce our judges over here. That we do have Todd Owens, Reading Fire Chief. Randy Fishesher, Reading Council. Helen Poner, past Grand Area Madam President. And our distinguished timekeeper today, on her birthday month, no less. That's who we were singing to up there. Kylie Schmidt, past international winner of God, Flag, and Country. So if I could have all the contestants please come up here and have a seat. Now, I know you guys are relaxed. We've had enough time to relax, right? You're all set. Anyone want to go first? No hands. So I get to decide, huh? Well, normally I go youngest to the oldest. How about we go oldest to the youngest today? So in the 14 and 15 age group, Sage Altman.
We have a total of 27 unique rights as United States citizens. Rights are an entitlement to have or to act a certain way. I have rights in this country, and I am thankful for that. In other places in the world, acting differently could cause you to be publicly shamed or exiled from society. In other places in the world, you could get punished for simply speaking up and saying what you think. In other places in the world, women don't have the same rights as men, which is not fair. In other places in the world, slaves are. There are people that are still treated like property and sold like common commodities. We have a total of 27 unique rights as United States citizens. One of our 27 rights is the freedom of religion. Have you ever been woken up by your child who had a nightmare They just want to sit with you and be near you. They know that their parent will keep them safe no matter what it costs. God does the same thing. He knows that we have things that burden us, that keep us awake at night. He knows that we will run to him when we need comfort. He also knows that there will only truly be one thing that will unburden us, one thing to keep us safe and wash away our sins, and that is him coming down as a human being and dying for us, to literally send the one thing he loves so much, his own son, to die for us. He knows the fears that send us running to our parents are just smoke and mirrors. Just like you know the nightmare your child had of a giant wolf chasing them is not real. Fears are just fears. God is the creator, comforter, and source of all moral authority. God is someone close to me. He is the one that constantly reminds me that I am loved. He is the one that provides the love my parents have for each other. He is the one that gives my sister the ability to always see the bright side of things. He is the one that gave my grandfather the courage to flee communism and escape to America. I want to live in a country where no matter the color of your skin, or your gender, or anything else, you are treated equally. In this country, we have a total of 27 unique rights. In other places in the world, they do not. Thank you.
Thank you, Sage. How many first-timers are there to the program today? Everyone else has competed before? Usually there's a bigger audience I ask that question. Okay. But for those of that, I don't know if you know the full basis of what God, Flag, and Country program is about. It's a program where they have 3 subjects. Their participants can talk on 1, 2, or all 3 of them. They are timed for it. There's score sheets involved. I think you've heard this before. The ages that you may not know are divided up in 3 groups of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But the age is determined by their age at July 31st of each year. And that's how they get ranked into each of the categories. So, but through the years, many, many kids have come through this. And we will give the judges a half second more, and we will go on to the 12 to 13 age group. In that age group, Allison Paprocki, close enough.
Elizabeth Blackwell. Sound familiar? I'll bet no one here knows who she was, but her contribution to our modern day story is significant. She could possibly be the reason that I'm able to stand here today and share her little-known story. So here's a story of perseverance, prejudice, and the amazing opportunities that our country allows us to have. Born in England in 1821, Elizabeth Blackwell grew into a bright young woman. After doing well in school and moving to America, she proceeded to become a teacher. This was, after all, a suitable job for women at the time. Nonetheless, Blackwell was uninterested in a profession she found to be boring. Her true passion was discovered when Blackwell witnessed a friend become gravely ill. Elizabeth felt her friend's needs would have been better suited if a female doctor could have cared for her. It is because of the freedoms in our nation that Blackwell was able to work towards accomplishing her dreams. However, on applying to medical school, she began to see how biased and unfair the system was against her gender. Although qualified, she was only accepted to one school, Geneva Medical College. And in 1847, Blackwell became the first woman to obtain a medical degree in the United States of America. This was outlandish for the time period. For example, it would take another 18 years for a woman to obtain a medical degree in Europe. After graduating, finding a job was perhaps the greatest conquest of her career. She searched all over Europe, but felt her colleagues were biased against women and did not see her full potential as a doctor. Eventually, she moved to America, where an influential female doctor was provided with a place where she felt her skills were fully portrayed. This signified a prominent advance for women in America. Blackwell had many achievements in the medical field, including initiating the start of the New York Infirmary for Women and Children in 1857. where lectures were presented to audiences of different races, genders, and religions about the importance of educating young girls. Throughout her career, Blackwell made many sacrifices to help other women with her same passion a powerful chance to succeed. America gave, and still gives today, people who may not succeed in other countries a chance to do unimaginable things. Blackwell wanted to transform the medical field, to make a difference, and she did. Today, it is impossible to know just how this and challenges of becoming the first female doctor were, but one can take the story and learn how to persevere. It is safe to say that Elizabeth was able to accomplish as much as she did because of the extraordinary country she immigrated to. I want to be a doctor, and because of Elizabeth Blackwell and the glorious nation we live in today, this is possible. American women have some of the best rights in the world. So it is because of all of the sacrifices that Americans have made that I can say this. I am a woman. I am an American, and I am going to change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. We believe the young should know and appreciate the advantage of democracy, possess a real love for their country, and desire to take an active, intelligent part in its operation. Show intelligent respect for their parents and any other person acting in an official capacity. Learn to give and take criticism, to assume responsibility, and to accept the consequences of their own actions. Develop respect for other persons, and to be able to live and work cooperatively with others. You all may know that this is the second level of the competition. There are 4 levels. The winners today will advance up to it's on the program in Springboro on the 25th at 10 a.m., and that will be the zone competition. After they finish that, they will proceed on to the state. And I just drew a blank on where the state is this year. I think it's up north, but Bubba will tell you that at the zone, because he's the chairman of the Southwest Zone competition. But that will be held in early May at the testimonial dinner for the state presidents. Along the way, after they finish that one, then the grand prize comes by going up to the Grand Dairy in Spokane, Washington. The state winners will advance to that. The Grand Dairy does give a supplement of $750 to each participant for travel expenses, but there are monetary rewards that go along with that as well. The next contestant in the 12 to 13 age group, Kylie Jefferson.
Today I'm going to be talking about our country and how it could become better. Our president today is restricting immigrants coming into America, which I think is unfair because they are normal human beings, so why can't they be free? Donald Trump put up a wall so immigrants cannot come in, which is unnecessary. They should be treated just the way that we are treated. My best friend's sister cannot come into our country at all because of this. Her papers keep getting declined. Immigrants don't have everything that we have. Babies sometimes have to use cardboards as their blankets. My friend has to give all her old clothes to her cousins because they don't have much. I don't like thinking that we have it fine, but other people don't. It's not just Mexico or Guatemala, it's other countries too. Think about it. Would God want it to be this way? No, he wouldn't. He would want it to be fair and for everyone to be treated equally. My friend and her family cry every time her sister's papers get declined. All they want is to be free and to live as a happy family again. You might be thinking, are there any ways I can help? Yes, there are many ways to help them. You could donate your clothes, stuffed animals, clean drinking water, canned food, or anything you can spare to help them because they don't have some of the things that we have or that we don't think of every day, like clean water to drink. Why is it like this for them? They don't deserve to live this way. Actually, no one deserves to live this way. It's not fair that it's like this. If their country ever visits here, they have to leave everything when they go back, like their family and friends. I understand that some people that come to our country can be bad, but not all of them are. I understand that there needs to be rules for people from other countries to come to the United States. However, our president needs to think about all the families that are suffering right now. It's not fair to them is not fair to anyone in any country. I hope Donald Trump's potential leaders help these people and make sure that their voices are heard. It's only fair that if our voices are heard, that their voices are heard too. Please help all the immigrants out there suffering today because they deserve it. They spend their whole life wondering if they will ever get help. Thank you for taking your time to listen to this speech.
Thank you, Kylie. As I mentioned, there is monetary rewards for this. I think you've probably heard some of these before, but maybe not remember. At the zone competition, the first place winner will get $150. Second place winner will get $100, and the third, $50. And when you get to the state level, it goes up. First place winner gets $300 plus a $2,000 educational grant that will pay directly to the schools or trade school. Second place gets $200, third $100, fourth and fifth is $50 each. That is because there's 5 zones in the state, so there hopefully will be 5 contestants in each level. When you get to the national, first place winner gets the $100 plus that $750 travel expenses. Second place gets $500, third $250, and fourth, well, there's only 3, I'm sorry. Okay, judges are ready. In the 10-11 age group, Olivia Grisick. I got it good. Okay.
Hi, my name is Olivia, and I am here today to share with you some interesting facts I've learned about the American flag. Did you know that a 17-year-old from Lancaster, Ohio, designed the American flag that we see today? Or that it has its own sleep-wake schedule? Today I'm going to share with you some interesting facts and myths I've learned about the American flag. The origin of the first American flag is unknown. During the Revolutionary War, there were many different flags. It wasn't until 1777, when Congress passed the first Flag Act, that an official flag was established with 13 stars and 13 stripes. The flag's nickname comes from William Driver of Massachusetts, who in 1831 called his flag Old Glory. His flag is said to have survived multiple attempts to deface it during the Civil War. There are several interesting myths about the American flag. The first was that Betsy Ross designed the flag. Even though many think she made the first flag, there is no historical evidence, receipts, newspaper accounts, or bills of sale that Ross either made or designed the flag. Another myth is that it is illegal to burn the flag. It was illegal until 1989, when the Supreme Court ruled that burning the flag is a form of symbolic speech protected by the First Amendment. The flag's current design was created in 1958 by 17-year-old Robert G. Heft. He designed it for a school assignment and was originally given a B on the sign project. President Dwight D. Eisenhower chose Heft's design out of 1,500 contest entries. Today, the flag has 13 stripes to represent the 13 original colonies and 50 stars for all the 50 states. It also has very specific rules on how and when it is to be displayed. The flag must be displayed from sunrise to sunset. It can also be flown for 24 hours a day, provided that it is properly illuminated while it is dark. The flag isn't just flown on U.S. soil. Robert Peary placed the flag on the North Pole in 1856. Barry Bishop was the first person to place the flag on the North Pole on Mount Everest in 1978. And Neil Armstrong was not only the first person to land on the moon, he was also the first person to place a flag on the moon in 1969. The flag has been a part of our country for hundreds of years. Much like America itself, it has changed many times since then. Despite these changes, the flag still remains the biggest symbol of freedom and opportunity, not only to our country, not only to every American, but also to others wishing to come to America. I am proud to be an American every time I see the flag flying high during the Star-Spangled Banner flying outside my school every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia. The one job that I never want to hold in the 20-something years I've been doing this program, standing on this side of the podium, is where they sit. They have one of the toughest parts. There are 10 categories to judge on. Memorization, poise, citing references, the theme, the topic overall. And again, they can talk on any of the 3 subjects. They do not have to mention all 3, is in their words. And just general overall impression that they give to the judges. Each level, when you go up, there's always 3 different judges. So you never know how they're going to judge it. You may do well one time and never know the next time, because everyone's got their own opinions how they do it. The final contestant in the 10-11 age group, Haley Rodenfels. Close. I got it?
God, flag, and country are interwoven throughout my daily life. Jesus Christ is my Savior, sent from God to save our sins. The flag is the symbol of my country, the mighty United States of America. My country is the land of the free and the home of the brave. When the 3 are tied together, they are medicine to my doubt. God gave us life on earth and a purpose. Each one of us has a job here, even though you may have a different job than the person sitting next to you. Pope Francis calls all of us to listen to the cry of earth and the cry of the poor who suffer most. Think about this. God made all of us and everything around us, so we are all part of His creation. By helping one person or animal or plant, we are helping all of creation. Soaring above all of God's creation is the beautiful American flag, the symbol of our nation. Bearing 50 stars and 13 stripes, our flag is the symbol of the 13 original colonies in the 50 states we are today. The valor and hardiness of our veterans and forefathers are represented by the red stripes. The ability to endure difficult conditions and determination in facing great danger show the strength that our country possesses. The white cloth symbolizes innocence and purity, which stand for freedom from moral wrong and simplicity. Finally, perseverance, vigilance, and justice are symbolized by the blue. Our country is true blue. We play fair with honesty and integrity. Finally, let's talk about country. Our country, as you know, is the one and only United States of America, a democratic republic. We are a free country, and we are one united nation under God. Our country operates on the principles adopted by our forefathers, illustrated in the Constitution. I am lucky to be a citizen of the United States of America because we are free to make choices based on our traditions and our beliefs. God, flag, and country go together like an ice cream sundae. God is the ice cream because He is the foundation. Our flag is the chocolate syrup because it melts into the ice cream and adds flavor. The cherry on top of the sundae is our country. Without a strong foundation, we could not have built the major world power our country is today. We are a people of many flavors, and together we combine to make a great sweet treat. Now that I've made you all hungry, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Haley. Well, you've heard a lot of good stuff today. But years ago, when people were asked kids, about marriage, is it better to be single or married? Anita is 9. It's better for girls to be single, but not for boys. Boys need someone to clean up after them. And for any of the educators out here, I'll just say too that Glenn was asked, who is it that always keeps talking when no one is interested? A teacher. So, with that, hey, when kids are kids, that came out of their mouths. But with that, we are going to adjourn for a moment and let the judges tabulate, and we won't be long. They do have the refreshments over here. And thank you. All right, so I guess we're ready to go again. Could I have the contestants please come back up here again, please? Yep, first off. Winston Churchill said, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And as Kylie said, we hope you come back next year no matter what the outcome is today. Because Maya, you never can pronounce her last name, Angelou, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. And today, ladies, you made us feel great. And we thank you for that. So, at this point in time, we need to announce the results. Well, we'll start off with the way we went. In the 14 to 15 age group, first place, Sage Altman. Thank you, Sage. In the 12 to 13 age group, second place, Kylie Jefferson. Good job, Kylie. Now, these plaques, we're not going to take them back to get them engraved because they have a little nameplate that's got a two-tape backing on it, and you just put it on the plaque then. And first place in the 12 to 13 age group, Allison Paparaki. Very good. Yeah. In the 10 to 11 age group, second place, Olivia Grisick. And first place in the 10-11 age group, Hallie Rodenfels.
Sunday. You're gonna fix me Sunday.
So to all the contestants, again, we thank you and the families for bringing them out on this wonderful sunny day that we have outside. But to you kids, again, thank you, and we owe you a great debt because you're going to be our future, and we appreciate.
Why don't you ask where they're from?
Oh, you know what? I went blank. Okay, we'll just go down the line. If you would stand up and let us know where you're from.
Reading Middle School,
Thank you.
St. Peter and Paul Academy, Goshen Middle School,
So those are many. Thank you. Okay, anyone that wants to take photos afterwards, please feel free to do so, but at this point in time, that does conclude the, oh, Helen?
So bring me their plaques, I'll put their plates on for them.
Oh, yep. If you want to take them over to her, she'll put them on there. She was the one that did them for
She's
us.
the one that was responsible for the plaques.
Yeah, and thank you for that, Helen. Okay, but that does conclude the presentation today, and we thank you for coming out, and be safe driving home.